Stress hardy individuals accept that stress is normal. It's to be expected. I don't know about you, but did anybody tell you it was going to be easy? No? Did your parents tell you on a regular basis it wasn't going to be easy?
Absolutely.
Anybody else brought up that way, that you better be prepared, it's going to be challenging? And then obviously we contrast it, and it's not all parents, and it's not all kids, it's not all teenagers, it's not all college students. But this is the problem when we try to keep our young people from adverse circumstances. Because I'd rather make mistakes when the stakes are small than when they're big. That we need to expect stress, it's part of it, and the question is, what are you going to do about it? One of the reasons, even in the counseling that I do, I will not spend a lot of time talking about what's wrong, because you're just strengthening those neural networks back to the victim. I'm helpless, I'm hopeless, there's nothing that I can do. Instead, we have to understand this is life. I want big things. I'll ask my students, who in this room wants big things, big, exciting things out of life? Who wants? So in order to get that, then you have to do something that you've never done before. And when you do something that you've never done before, it's going to be challenging. So these are the three components, and I'll start with challenge. These are, you need all three of these components to have what's called a stress-hardy personality. But the good news is, it can be learned, and it can be modeled. So challenge, as that quote said, is that change is normal, stress is normal. If you want that degree, if you want that diploma, if you want to make that hockey team, if you want that fancy purse, if you want to go on that vacation, whatever it is, there's a price to pay. So if you keep your eye on the prize, that's going to make a difference. But challenge is normal. Change is normal. What's interesting, if you're familiar with the Chinese language, there are two characters for the word challenge. The first character in it by itself is dangerous, and the second character is opportunity. So students, individuals that do not thrive under stress, see every challenge as a threat. Every challenge puts them into panic mode. So when you see that happening in your classroom, you see it in yourself, we all experience that. Then that's a sign that there's a skill that's missing, that there's something that needs to be reframed for them, that maybe it's as simple as lock that phone up for 24 hours, because, and that's people in the room included, because they're overstimulated. So there's a video on, I'm not going to show it right now, but it shows essentially all these famous people that we only know them for their successes, like Thomas Edison, Lucille Ball, Walt Disney, that they had a string of challenges before they got to that success. So another thing I'll have my students do too is interview somebody that is successful, including yourself, their teachers, their guidance counselors, and ask about the journey that it took to get you there. Because success is not a straight line. If success was a straight line, I would not be talking to you right now. This was not on my life agenda at 18. I did not anticipate teaching at a college in Windsor. This is the best thing that ever could have happened to me. When I walked on this campus, I came home and I've never left, and I can't see myself leaving. If I saw the challenges in between what my own idea of my life was and what it's become as a constant threat, danger instead of opportunity, then I would have essentially just not left the house. So think about your own lives and the challenges that you've overcome. The other thing I'll do with my students too, right around midterm, when they're going into the danger side of opportunity, is to remind themselves of what it took for them to get into nursing, for example. So 1,000 people apply for 140 spots. They didn't just show up. I'll have them get out old report cards. I'll have them frame their acceptance letters. All these things that got them there. So they're not feeling threatened by the challenge. They actually feel capable of the challenge.